This looks like Boston's going to be able to take this.
It'll have to be Burnering dropping onto the point. He disintegrates. Biotic Field does absolutely nothing. Shaz trying to benefit from the healing as well. Now it has to be space to stand up, but he's in a 1v5, man. It's a sad scenario for the Los Angeles Gladiators. Over the top, Mirror tries, but once more, the Boston Uprising maintain their unbroken streak of victories against the Gladiators and crucially break a 9-match loss streak. What a huge result for this team.
A huge win for the Boston Uprising. And
everyone was really upset after the game. We did our team talk with the coaches, and then all the players talked amongst ourselves about like what we feel like we need to change and do moving forward to like never feel like that again, because it was a really bad feeling.
What happened? We lost. First and foremost, but I think Boston played like really well. I just saw like a lot of improvement there, like from what we expected. They had like they were going first, they were really aggressive, they were like really like being proactive, like really proactive in really smart ways. So like they definitely deserve the win. I think we like saw more success not mirroring if we look at it, and control, like we had a decent amount of mirroring, and the maps that we saw success on were like maps we didn't necessarily mirror on.
We felt like the practice leading up to the Boston game could have been a lot better, and we don't want to make excuses for ourselves or anything. Like, we all understand that we're in a weird place with quarantine, but like compared to other teams, like we're in a really good spot. So as long as we're on top of each other and like keeping each other in place and like keep checking each other, you know, we shouldn't have this situation come up again. I feel like I let nerves affect me a lot in that one, especially being like my first game after, you know, not having like a game day in 8 months that I was actually playing in, and then my first game in Owl. Like, I had a few mistakes on map 1 that I wasn't happy with. It hurt like really bad, but there was a lot of things going on like amongst the team, whether it was like people setting up aggressive plays or just not playing like we normally do in scrims.
I think mental resilience is like what Overwatch League is about. Really hard to like be 100% motivated every single day of the year, but like the team that does that the most at the end of the day is going to be best off for it. So hopefully, like coming out of the Paris loss and the Boston loss, like we never have to relearn this lesson again.
We lost as a team. Everyone feels the loss as a team. Like, they showed up, we didn't, and that's a team thing.
We're changing out one player who we thought was like really close to the starting position, and like we wanted to give him time, and like he was doing really well in scrims. I think it just ended up not being like for the maps that we played, like we just played badly as a team, and like we just had like bad maps on those games. So I don't think we were disrespectful. We like, you know, we watched Paint improve throughout the week. We gave him a ton of advice. It wasn't like, you know, hey, you know, it'd be great as if we slided Boston. We thought Paint gave us the best shot on those two maps. So
through map 2, I was like super confident. I felt my head was super clear, and I was really ready to go into map 3. And that's when the coaches made the decision to like sub me out and put Goose in. We felt like we weren't setting up super aggressive plays, and we were missing something in like mid-fight calls that normally we all have. We felt like that would, you know, kind of fill that gap that we didn't have at the time.
Subbing in Goose for Paint doesn't like solve our team problems. It solves like maybe one element of it, but like we had like much bigger team problems going into that like we basically weren't talking as a team as much as we should have. We weren't coordinating enough, we weren't timing, like really basic things we were missing, I think. And Boston like abused that.
I genuinely, like, I was agreeing with the internet. I felt like it was my fault. I felt like I was the reason we lost. But after the game, when I opened up to the team about it and how I felt, and I opened up to my coaches, like everyone was, you know, like they had my back on it. Everyone, you know, was really reassuring. They're like, we lost that as a team. Like, if you don't think you played your best, like you didn't play your best, but you were not the reason we lost. So everything I pulled from that game was super positive, because it was my first experience like in an Overwatch League game. Even though I got subbed out at the half, I feel like I came out the other side as a better player for it.
I don't know if it's clear. I'm like still upset talking about it. Like, I'm not super happy. Like, you know, like I say move on, but like I told the guys like we're never gonna like forget it. We're gonna like move on and like look forward, but like I'm never gonna forget like the way we feel after Paris, after Boston, like and that should fuel us and our motivation like for a long time. Like, I think our biggest problem going into this tournament is like gonna be our confidence, and like if our past matches affected us. Being on 2 losses, like, you know, Overwatch, just team-based games, like momentum is important, you know, seeing that win is important, to be able to like forget that and just like move on is like a very hard thing. And I think that's our biggest challenge, is if we can get the ball rolling back in our direction.
I think if we wait until post-tournament to work on something, it's too late, which is why we're working on everything now pre-tournament. That was a big thing we had with the player discussion, was we can wait for this 2-week break to reset and address issues, or we can have the talk now and, you know, do everything we can that we think we need to do for the tournament, and then we'll ask the question again after we see our performance and see where we stand.
We just weren't ourselves, and I think like this is the week where we're gonna go back to like trying to get back to our form, like what we have for our expectations of ourselves. So that's the goal for this week, is like redemption, basically. If we want to win the tournament, we have to be the best team regardless. I'm not looking to like place like semifinals or anything like that. I'm looking to beat whoever's in our way. So to me, like, we lost to Paris and we lost to Boston, but like they did a good job, but like we lost to us is how I see it. So as long as we keep our focus on us and like what we need to do to succeed, that's like the major focus. Is everything is about us. We can beat any team in the world, we can lose to any team in the world, but it's on us every single time.
I guess I want the fans to know that, like, I genuinely feel like I let, you know, the team and like the fans down, even though I wasn't the sole reason we lost. I don't know. I'm sorry. And dude, I'm smiling and I'm laughing when I say this, but dude, I'm so upset about it. Like, I'm trying to laugh the pain away. This is not how I wanted my debut to go. This is like not the loss I wanted for this team. I'm always going to put the team before myself, but go next. I'll be better next time. We'll be better as a team next time.
You know, sorry we underperformed. I think we could have, and in my mind should have, won both of those games with Paris and Boston. In my coaching career, we've never lost more than 3 games in a row. It's because we make adjustments really quickly. So just know that like we're gonna adjust and we're gonna make sure that we are successful, because our expectations of this team is like very high. And I think as a fan, like they should know that our expectation, like we're not happy with this, and we're gonna make as many changes as we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
If you like this content, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified of new content.